Hi Plaque Pals, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Brittany. I'm a dentist. I have been working as a general dentist since July 2020, so living the dream. Today's video, as you can tell by the title, is I'm going to be critiquing my own extracurriculars that I had as a pre-dental student. Obviously they were good enough for me to get dental school interviews. They were good enough for schools to even look at me. So I'm not saying that, my extracurriculars were trash. I'm just saying everything can be improved. And if I were to go back into time, here's how I would fix it, or here's how I would make it better. And so if you are currently a pre-dental college student, and you're kind of in the boat where you're like, okay, how can I stand out as an applicant? What can I do for extracurriculars? This video is perfect for you. So I wrote it down in my little notepad because I can't remember anything. But I'll be breaking this down into categories. So the first one was dentistry / shadowing experience. Second one is extracurricular / volunteer / community service. The third one is research experience. And the fourth one is work experience. Starting from the top, dentistry / shadowing experience. So for general dentists, I shadowed for 128 hours, and for periodontist, I shadowed for 32 hours. So I would say I have a pretty good number of hours, which I'm pretty proud of. But if I were to go back in time, I would definitely try to become a dental assistant. Whether that be a registered dental assistant, certified dental assistant, or even a regular DA. I think that would be so amazing. I personally have been working with pre-dental students for about 3 years now, and I have realized that the students that get the early interviews are those who are dental assistants, and they have hours and hours of experience. So if you have the time, definitely try and get that official dental assistant experience rather than just shadowing. Another thing that I wish I could have done is I wish I shadowed another general dentist. I think it would have been so cool if I shadowed an orthodontist, endodontist, you name it. That would have been so fun. I feel like definitely kind of broadened my scope a little bit more. As for the extracurricular / volunteer / community service, I was part of the pre-dental society and I was a member. I put 14 hours for that, and honestly, this is one of the things that I'm not really proud of. I was just a regular member. I would go to the meetings, and that was pretty much it. I think it would have been probably better if I were in some kind of leadership position, or if I attended more events, created events. So that would have been fun, but I would say I'm a little bit embarrassed about this one. I was also part of a co-ed community service fraternity. Fraternity, yes, I'm a girl, but it was fraternity because it was both girls and guys, essentially focused on community service. So that was really fun. It was a great way to meet friends. I was the vice president of fellowship, which meant I was pretty much the social vice president. I made events, dances, retreats, really fun things. So the social part of it. I was also a pledge educator. But I assure you there was no hazing involved, okay? This was a very fun organization. So those are the two leadership positions that I had. And it was a great way to get those community service hours in. We did a lot of things going to soup kitchens, reading to kids, literally everything. And it was a great way to get plugged into doing those community service things. And it was great because, as a dentist, you're going to be meeting all types of people. So it's good to have experience talking with the elderly and talking to the children. And this is something that I kind of incorporated and tried to highlight in my extracurriculars. Next title is research experience, and I put 120 hours in here. So essentially I ended up doing research in my last year, And this is something that I would definitely do differently if I had to do it again. I would have been starting off maybe second year, maybe first year is kind of pushing it, but second year definitely I wish that I started earlier. Essentially what I did is I actually studied the mating, the oviposition of female tungura frogs. So tungura frogs are these little tiny frogs like this big, maybe like this big, or maybe, yeah, like half my thumb. And we played sounds, we put them in water, the females that is, and we introduced males to see if they would lay their eggs. So that was really fun. So I literally learned about the matings of frogs. So that was fun. I also like fed the frogs. I took pictures of their bellies because their bellies had different patterns, and that was like a way to ID them. I fed the frogs, I mentioned that. I fed the frogs, oh gosh, it was like so nasty. Basically there were genetically mutated fruit flies that didn't have wings, and we would like breed them and then, you know, gather them together and put them in a tube and fed the little froggies. It was a really cool experience, but one thing that I did regret besides kind of being able to do it earlier on is I wish that I had, you know, health science related things that I could do research in, because I think that my university was really, there were a lot of animal science related things, really didn't have the health science aspect of it, and I really wish that I could have done something like that. But the good thing is, you know, talking about frogs mating is a really great interview topic, right? Okay, moving on to my last one, which is my work experience. So I had some campus jobs. So the first one was my student writing mentor. So I was basically a writing tutor-ish. I did that for about 128 hours. This was a really fun job. Students would come into the writing center and I would read people's essays and kind of go over with them how they can improve them. And that is, I've always enjoyed reading, I've always enjoyed writing, and this was just a really great way to have like my first campus job. I really enjoyed that. And it was really the first time that I was able to get my interpersonal skills up, because before that, you know, I never had a job in high school and I never really worked with other people. So this was a great gateway to be able to work with students one-on-one. And that's literally, that obviously made such a big impact that I continue to read people's personal statements to this day. If you didn't know, I do read pre-dental students' dental school application personal statements. So if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and email me at contactbrittanywatu@gmail.com, or you can check out my website. You can go to dentalschool.com too. Okay, the plug is there. Another one of my campus jobs that was also a really eye-opening experience for me was I was kind of like a tour guide slash orientation leader, which was absolutely really fun. And so maybe you guys don't know this about me, but pretty much in high school I was very quiet and reserved. I think by nature I kind of am. I wasn't really somebody to put myself out there. I wouldn't imagine becoming an orientation leader or a tour guide, but that's essentially what I did in my sophomore and my junior years. Really fun experience. I would say that, you know, being a tour guide, doing all that public speaking, talking to so many potential students and their parents was really good. Same with the interpersonal skills. So I would say that my work experience, both as a writing tutor, writing mentor, and a tour guide slash orientation leader, I definitely was able to get those people skills that I desperately needed. So if you're kind of like shy in nature, or you're just not really a people person in general, I'm here to say that dentistry, you gotta be able to talk the talk. And that was something that I really struggled with. And I'm so glad that I was able to, you know, have these work experiences where I worked with different people. So that pretty much wraps up all of the extracurriculars that I put on my application. And honestly, like, I'm okay. I'm pretty proud of the things that I did, but again, like I told you, if I had to be very critical, I would have become a dental assistant. I would have been more involved in my pre-dental society. I would have done more health-related research, or like human health-related research, and I probably would have really liked to have another job, maybe in terms of kind of like customer service, working in retail. I never had a job like that, and so working with patients now in real life every day, it just kind of slapped me in the face that there's certain ways you talk to people, and you have to be very accommodating, and angry patients. It's just a whole, like, my brain is just like fizzling right now. But honestly, having a retail job in college or in high school, I think would have really helped me gain those skills. So thank you so much for watching my video. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.